This deck has been attached to a cantilever. A cantilever is a portion of a structure where the interior floor joists extend out past the exterior wall. You can attach your deck to a cantilever, but you are required to make allowances for this type of attachment to prevent a hinge effect at the connection of the ledger board to the rim joist. Refer to the Lenexa deck guidelines for guidance on using joist hangers to attach the existing floor joists to the rim joist. During the inspection process, we will require that the cap on the cantilever be removed so that we can verify that the mechanical attachment has been made at the ends of the existing floor joists. This is also something that is very helpful when you submit your drawings with your permit application. You can simply note that the area has a bump out. It's perfectly acceptable to call it a bump out and to give the dimensions. Our plans examiner generally will know that you're talking about a cantilever. This beam has been cut too short. They chose to scab additional pieces of beam material onto this beam. This solution is not acceptable and would result in a failed inspection. Beams must be supported and beam splices are also required to be supported. It's best practice to keep splices to a minimum. The angled portion coming in is totally unsupported, with the exception of the fasteners. Fasteners are not rated to carry these kind of loads. So again, this would be a deficiency that would lead to a failed inspection. This post is barely sitting on top of the retaining wall that they have used as their pier. This again is not acceptable for multiple reasons. The majority of the load being carried by the post is not landed squarely on the wall. Secondly, this post is not mechanically connected to the supporting wall. So again, either or both conditions would be noted deficiencies that would lead to a failed inspection. In this photo, what you see are beams, posts, and piers that have been connected in a correct manner to transfer all of the load equally. The load on the beams, as you see at the top of the post, that has been inset into the post itself. So there is a continuous load path that carries the load all the way down the post and into the concrete pier. This is the correct way to do it. That's what we want to see when we come out to do your inspection. As you notice in this photo, we have a deck beam, and in between each of the joists you will see solid blocking. Lateral blocking like this is also something that we look for. This is to prevent lateral movement of the joists. Again, in this picture, notice that the post in the foreground has been notched at the top to support the double member beam. Sitting on top of that beam is another beam that has been spliced. It is important to notice that the splice is sitting directly on top of the post and beam connection below it. So your splice point load is supported from the splice all the way again down through the post. As you see in this photo, this is a close-up shot of the deck post. You can see that the post has been split at the beam. This is an acceptable solution. As you see in this photo, this is a close-up shot of the deck post. You can see that the post has been split at the beam. This situation will require mechanical attachment to account for uplift. We would need a detail on the plans showing the exact way you would handle the situation of split post. Notice in this photo, you can see part of a Simpson bracket on the left side. Simpson and USP both make brackets specifically designed for spliced posts where the beam connects to the post. It would be advisable to use a mechanical hardware from either USP or Simpson or another accepted manufacturer to attach the posts together when they are not solid. Again, in this photo, this is a USP manufactured bracket that is made specific for the post to beam connection where there is a post that is split at the beam. This prevents uplift, which is what we look for, because we do not want, in a serious wind event, the deck to be able to lift or the roof above it to lift and cause a possible structural failure. In this picture, you see a 3-ply beam with joists connected to it using joist hangers. We require joist hangers when the joists have more than a 4-foot span unsupported. We will inspect the joist hangers to verify that they are the correct size for the joist you've used, whether you use 2x8s or 2x10s.